approaches the stadium. All his work effectively is done, isn't it? Or is it?
Yeah. When they get into the dressing room, it's just about making them all, just remembering them what they have to do. You know, about maybe certain things that happened in the
about some misbehaviour in the semi-final. 95 goals between the front three, but only 2 between David Villa and Iniesta. After an operation for a tumour on his liver mid-March. Awards for that dedication. Iniesta.
Sat behind the Manchester United bench, there is no sign of Dimitar Berbatov. So when
we got to this part of the pitch with the ball so far, Barcelona, but now through Iniesta, Messi, Xavi, into the danger. See that Iniesta.
On the halfway line, and as a result Barcelona kept 3 players back. Normally these days, particularly in the Premier League, you see every member of the team coming back to defend, nobody left up. Interesting tactic.
Just play by Vidic to go in and get the ball as rolled loose as that moment with Piqué. And they were almost treading on each other's toes, centre-back and keeper.
Keeper really did move his feet quickly to get the clearance away.
Trying to get close to him, but he finds Iniesta. Xavi.
So now as he goes forward, he goes back, but it is one of those 2 centre-halves that are trying to get out there and get up tight to the little Argentine.
Iniesta. Messi. What Manchester United have worked on trying to stop. Xavi. Recently for France. Busquets. Iniesta looking for Pedro.
Such a difficult ball because there wasn't too much space, but so often Barcelona do attempt those kind of passes. And
Iniesta.
Impossible.
He's the alchemist, isn't he, with Iniesta.
These are the situations they would have worked on United on the training ground the last couple of weeks.
It is an outball, something that when Arsenal played in Barcelona, that didn't really seem to. Barcelona not here undefeated in the Champions League, unlike Manchester United. Over 20 minutes and no suggestions of the shenanigans that if Barcelona haven't really played the game properly, that they have a grasp of the darker arts as well. Here's Iniesta and Messi. Is he in here? Didn't help their powers of recovery, which weren't strong enough. And goal down to Samuel Abidal. Room that he has been getting in the matches he's played since his return to fitness.
The first time that Fabio actually
did Sampdoria here, that Koeman free kick in extra time. Xavi wanted to come and watch that final, but his family wouldn't let him. He's found Pedro! Barcelona score in the 27th minute. Put away by Pedro, who was put in the clear by Xavi, and after that bright Manchester United start, it's a little bit like Rome here.
It is, he's just sneaked in behind Ryan Giggs and Michael Carrick, Xavi, in a way that he had several times in the minutes leading up to this match. No surprise that he picks out the pass, and no surprise, let's face it, that Pedro finishes so clinically. The gap was there, he was never going to miss it, was he? He had the time to lift.
Abidal. Iniesta. Fenotti did what he didn't see. Swagger is back, and here's Iniesta. Forward by Fabio. Xavi's header. Not miscue from Iniesta. Pedro. Iniesta in the right place. Good pressing by Iniesta. Barcelona trying to get their rhythm back, and they've got that about that. Iniesta. Xavi there that he needed. Mascherano. Iniesta. Comfortable. Still beavering around to try and get possession back.
Settling down back into that familiar pattern.
Stung by that Manchester United equaliser.
Maybe changes it. We might need fresh legs in there. I'm sure Darren.
And 2 up again for Manchester United. Busquets leaving it to Xavi. This is Iniesta. Xavi. Iniesta has only scored once against an English club, and that was a vital one, wasn't it? It got them past Chelsea to get into the final in 2009.
He does pick his moments. World Cup final.
Barcelona bossing the ball again. Iniesta. Here's Dani Alves in a goal here. Good save by Van der Sar. Comes out to Messi. The corner.
Yeah, they don't like hoiking one in, do they?
Iniesta. Pedro. And his second goal in 15 appearances, Pedro. Tonight. Messi. Oh, Messi! He overpowered Edwin van der Sar. Out of very little. The little man gets a lot for Barcelona. Haven't lost all those games. They might not lose this one. But they have conceded 2, the first 2 away from Old Trafford in their Champions League campaign this season.
Maybe 1 or 2 fouls that have made the ref think.
Back to the Manchester United supporters. It is a real pleasure to watch him in action.
Well, Valencia will have to be careful here. He has been lenient. I think that's his.
Well, he got there as quick as he could, Michael Carrick, but it wasn't quick enough.
Well, I think he accepts it. This time, high. A poor one from.
Here's Pedro. Iniesta. It's Messi again. Parried by Van der Sar, cleared by Nemanja Vidic.
Well, I said beforehand.
Prior to the goal, Barcelona had several passages of play which led to shooting positions from around the area. And where Messi alternative plans Sir Alex Ferguson has got for energy here, so much emotional energy, particularly for a young player. This is by Barcelona in command at the moment. Iniesta. Vidal lurking on the left, down beneath us. Xavi has the shot and to get it back is Pedro. Can't find room for the shot. Iniesta does! Again, that's that area where
seems to be loving every minute of his role at the heart of that Barca defence.
Iniesta by UEFA. Vidal, 10 minutes to go. Iniesta.
Caught up in the moment on that night. Concentrating on the football, the ball into context. What a great side they are.
Iniesta. That was
What
one.
they done different, what they could have done different. I don't think there's a great deal, to be honest with you, against this Barcelona team.
Stadium 19 years ago. Guardiola a winner here as a coach, just as he was as a player. No revenge for Rome, for Manchester United. None of their joy of 1968. To lift the European Cup for Barcelona. It's typical of the club. They have won it by beating English clubs before. They have won it in England before. Now they've done both on the same day. A class act. Simply the best. Barcelona.
I'm sorry to keep talking about them being an old midfield, but we touched on Xavi and Iniesta, how cute and clever they are at passing the ball. But equally as important is they can dribble, and if they can get past you and get into that position, what a team it makes them.
Well, you can take a look at some examples of that, Graham, during the course of the game.
They pass it around, just waiting for the right moment. The movement in front of them is great.
They're probing all the time. They almost lend it to each other.
Look,
And they're just waiting for the right time, and all of a sudden then they'll break. And because they can slalom through tackles, and they're always looking for that penetrating pass. But it also helps when you've got Pedro and Villa wide that make such good runs inside. They're always asking the fullbacks questions, Gary. As a fullback, it must be your worst nightmare to play against those two.
Yeah, they keep possession of the ball in midfield, and the two wide players hang out on the touchline. Look at this, give you the width. They're just working your legs all the way through the game as a defender, and they tire you out. I mean, this is constant, all the way through the game. They're just probing, passing, patient, not rushing anything, and tiring. I mean, look, it's little 1-2s. It's just difficult to play against.
Yeah, I mean, United's heads were spinning at times, weren't they? And it was against all the odds, really, that they eventually got back into the game.